From the campus of Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia, this is MU Report.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for another edition of MU Report Spring 2023. I'm Victoria Ware. MU Report is a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Marshall University. You can catch this broadcast anytime on Facebook and on YouTube. First up, announcements. Today marks the first day of Women's History Month here at Marshall University. Festivities begin as early as today with a kickoff reception in Drinko Library. Schools around campus are also closely on the lookout for new leadership. Faculty from across campus are viewing listening tours and interviews with prospective new directors and deans for their schools. The Amicus Curiae speaker series continues tomorrow with a lecture from Sonali Chakravarti. Despite overwhelming opposition, it appears firearms may soon be allowed legally on Marshall's campus. Lawmakers passed a bill that permits what's called concealed carry on West Virginia public college campuses. Right now, Marshall and other schools are gun-free zones, but that could change July 1st, 2024. No administrator, very few teachers, and few students actually agree with making concealed handguns legal here.
Wayne LaPierre, the former president of the NRA, he said the only thing to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Well, how do we determine who a good guy with a gun is? Just by somebody being able to possess a firearm, does that make them a good guy?
Lawmakers tried for years to end gun-free campuses in West Virginia, and with a Republican supermajority, they succeeded this time. This just in, Governor Jim Justice just signed the bill. Also, MU Report is still closely watching a proposal to change the academic calendar by adding another week to the term. Faculty Senate could vote at any time on a proposal that would add 1 week to either fall or fall and spring. The calendar change would extend the semester to 15 weeks from the current 14 in fall or fall and spring. Joining clubs is one of the best ways that Marshall students can get involved on campus. But as Elena Laster reports, the Student Government Association doesn't have enough money left this year to help every organization.
This is Diabetes Link.
We are the Marshall University Fencing Club.
It's like Psychology and Psych-Hi Club.
This is Marshall's Pros Club. I'm with American Fisheries Society.
Marshall University is home to nearly 300 different student clubs and organizations. Some of the groups, however, are troubled by the lack of funds they can access from Marshall through the Student Government Association.
In the past, so like last year, we had a surplus budget, and when we have a surplus budget, that lets them want to cut down our budget. So we were really trying to get a lot of our finances out. I'm not sure we necessarily planned for all of them to be gone within the first semester, but I know that we were trying to see improvement in funding for other student organizations and reaching out to more organizations than we have in the past.
Last semester, we started to request money from SGA when they sent out the email about organizations getting funding for their clubs. We had a little bit of trouble through the process. We weren't really sure what we needed, what receipts we needed, because though we have a club that's been established for a while now, we had never received funding from SGA before last semester.
Rules regarding funding for organizations recently changed, giving students access to those funds sooner, which may have been a mistake.
Now, and this past year, you were able to receive a full $750. So in the old rules, and you were only allowed to receive $500 in one semester and $250 in the next semester, or vice versa, as long as it equivalent to $750 within 2 consecutive semesters, however you wanted to split that up. But this past year, we made it so that you can now get $750 in one semester.
This rule change is the reason there is no money left, and now that the spring semester is here, there is nothing for others like student Cassidy Waugh's capstone project that didn't get started until this spring.
We're honestly really disappointed by it because we were relying a big part of our funding honestly on them because I mean, you have funding for the fall semester and you have funding for the spring semester, so we don't really understand how all the money was given to the fall semester and how that's really fair to us when we're told it's going to be one way and it's not.
There are many groups that have had trouble with funding, including some that didn't want to speak on it. The only thing left for them to do is to fundraise on their own and hope that things are better next year. Elena Laster, MU Report.
Many groups say that they're disappointed they don't have the extra funding, but when they find out how difficult it is to apply, many say it's not worth it. Now it's time for our weekly weather forecast. We'll now go to Connor Woodruff on Marshall's campus for an update.
This is Connor Woodruff from the MU Report team with your weekly weather forecast. Today we've got a high of 78 and a low of 53 to start the month off, though we have a chance of thunderstorms going into tonight. Tomorrow, the temperature will dip down a bit with a high of 63 and a low of 45 with scattered showers throughout the day. More thunderstorms are expected throughout Friday ahead of what should be a relatively cloudy weekend. Back to you, Victoria.
That's all the time we have for this edition of MU Report. Our newscast content is generated by students in the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. MU Report is a television lab, and we are glad you're watching. You can always catch this broadcast anytime on YouTube, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at MU Report Media. I'm Victoria Ware. Have a great day.